Hello, my name is Laura Gamble, and welcome to my YouTube channel. My presentation today will be a persuasive speech, and my title is Fire Escape Planning for Families. I will be using index cards. I will be using two of them um, for my speech, and my goal is the problem solution approach. My goal, of course, is to persuade my audience, and my specific goal is I want to persuade my audience to practice fire escape planning that includes education, fire prevention, and semi-annual drills. I would like to start off my introduction by introducing the challenges, the natural challenges there are for people in the fire. The number one challenge is mobility. Children and older adults are less mobile than your average person. Um, Children and adults also will tend to literally be paralyzed with fear. Children and adults also will need the most assistance because they are accustomed to being assisted. What I mean by that is most likely they will wait and do nothing in hopes that you will come to them. This is very detrimental in a fire as you do not have much time, and your unnatural deterrence, of course, will be that people will panic. They will become exhausted from the smoke. But most importantly, the person who is not the child or the older adult will be doing the most assisting, and they can be overwhelmed with the smoke. I would like to take the opportunity to give you some prevention devices that you can use to help aid in a fire. And they are, of course, your smoke detector. Smoke detectors are the number one device used to help prevent fires. It reduces death by almost 40%. You want to make sure that your smoke detector is checked periodically and tested to make sure that the batteries are working. The next device to use is a fire extinguisher. Please understand that there are different fire extinguishers for different types of fire. You have grease fires, or you may have a cigarette fire or furniture fire, so to speak. Please make sure you purchase the type of fire extinguisher that you will need and place them in the room, in the designated rooms, so that they are handy and easily available to the person. The next device is a ladder. Most people who care for older adults understand how difficult mobility is for older adults. Therefore, the most likely place for a ladder would be in an adult's room. Please, if you're going to use a ladder in a child's room, that you understand the dangers involved from playfulness, for instance, them sneaking out. So weigh the odds of it to make sure it's something that's a right fit for you. Overall, education is one of the most important aspects of fire prevention. However, it's the least utilized. Please practice education by playing 911 operator with your children so that they can know what to expect when the 911 operator comes on the line. She's going to right away ask you whether you want fire, police, And sometimes this startles a child if they're responsible for dialing 911. You want to also practice stop, drop, and roll if you're on fire. This will help children not to panic and help them to understand that there is an alternative uh, to putting out a fire on their person than screaming and waiting for someone to assist them. Give them the mechanisms and the education that they need in order to help themselves. Teach them what to do if they touch a doorknob and it's hot. Most likely there is fire on the other side, so they would need to seek and find an alternate route of escape. Fire escape drills are absolutely critical. During a fire, you do not have much time to think. You have to react. And if you are responsible for several children and older adults, the more educated they are about what to do in a fire and how to escape, the better it is that you will survive, as well as your children and the older adults. Take your fire escape planning seriously. Practice it at least twice a year. This way, people will always remember what to do. Remember to check all of your devices and keep a chart and initial the chart. Try to check them the same time every year, preferably when you do the fire escape drills. Initial them so that someone else can come behind you and check to make sure that you are doing them. Make sure that when you do practice fire escape drills, that you have one or no more than two designated meeting spots that is a safe distance from the house. This will prevent anyone from running back in, as you should never go back into a burning house or a burnt house unless the uh, fire people tell you that it's safe to do so. Most importantly, please remember to add semi-annual drills along with your fire prevention devices.